Panther people, what up? The Carolina Panthers could boost their playoff chances by beating the San Francisco 49ers on Monday Night Football. Let's go on and watch Panthers Post. Thanks for joining. Before I get started, make sure you check out queenandcotton.com. This is a mom and pop independent small business. It's in North Davidson. It's not some offshore company that just turns out t-shirts. You can actually go to the store there right now. Go to North Davidson. Noda is the absolute best. They got breweries, all these awesome businesses there, vintage stores, but this place churning out new gear all the time. It shows love to the Panthers, the Hornets, Charlotte FC, all things Charlotte, really. And they'll even crop your shirts. If you're a dude and you're, not the tallest, you want to crop your shirt, it looks pretty sweet. They'll do it for free. But if you want 10% off on the sweet merch at queenandcotton.com, put the stuff in your bag, and then in the promo code, type in POST, P-O-S-T, 10% off. Make yourself happy, make someone you love happy, make your kid happy. They got it all. Now let's get started with the show. The Carolina Panthers, the last time they were on primetime, I was a father of one. Now I'm a father of two boys, and one has Panthers merch and is vintage. And because basically their whole life, there's been no reason for me to have them go through the depression and the potential bullying of them wearing Panthers merch to school. Well, guess what? Things could change this year. The Carolina Panthers, from last time I checked, if they beat the San Francisco 49ers on Monday, their chances of going to the playoffs are up to 55%. That'll be absolutely crazy. So we're going to talk to Edgar Salmingo Jr. The man is in Southern California, not Northern California, but he's got that West Coast vibes. I don't hate him, despite the fact that he's a LA Dodgers fan. They beat my Blue Jays in 7 games in whatever fashion you want to say it. But he is probably one of the smartest, the brightest Panther fans out there on Twitter. I don't know why this guy doesn't have his own podcast, his own YouTube channel. You can follow him at Panthers Analyst. He's a father. He's got a job, but he is still a constant on X, on all the socials. He's on probably another 5 other Panthers YouTube channels, but this is going to be the only one that you got 2 guys potentially related to Tetra McMillan talking about the Panthers. Let's get right to it. I said in the intro, this is the only Panthers YouTube channel you can catch where either of us could be related to Tetra McMillan, and we don't know. We don't know which one. It's there. I'm pretty sure if he did 23andMe, he's related to one of us.
I think he only looks like one of us, though, Phil.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's nuts. The amount of people who hit me up like, this dude, they're not even asking me a question. They're like, this guy looks like Tetra McMillan's dad, or like him in 20 years. I'm like, I literally am 22 years older than this man, so there's a good chance. And I don't know about you, Koreans, maybe now Koreans have great skin, but we get acne. And they have the Asian sideburns, like you have your scars from acne. He's got the same ones as me, and it's something else.
You know what you should do, Phil? Have you ever seen that guy that tried to be Klay Thompson when he was with the Warriors?
Mm-hmm.
And he just strolled right into the arena. One day you gotta roll in with your best Tetra McMillan outfit and just stroll like you belong there.
I mean, I wish I was 6'4". I wish I was 6'4", but there's some people who might not understand how to tell height. So like, I might just do a fade, shave my head, walk around Tetra McMillan jersey, and maybe people might just think I am his cousin, like a truly. I remember Star Latulele, the first away game I ever went to was in Seattle, and I see all these massive, Pacific Islanders, and they're all wearing Stars jersey. I'm like, these guys gotta be related to him, and they were. And that was like a first photo with Panther fans in enemy territory. It was Star's family, and that was awesome. And yeah, I'm sure I could weasel my way in, in the family box or something with his dad. Ben, then, speaking of TMAC, bacon and fried rice, is that a thing that you consume?
I mean, maybe I'm ignorant, but I just assumed everybody knew what bacon fried rice is. But if you ever come out here to LA, Phil, there's tons of well-known spot or like hole-in-the-wall, like urban secret spots where bacon fried rice is their specialty.
So is this, because I just do egg fried rice and I'll add bacon to it and green onions and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Like that's just like, I don't know. To me, that's a normal thing, and I guess other people, it's not. My grandma would even give me hamburgers and rice, and my wife's not watching. I dated a half Asian girl once, and I asked her, what'd you have for breakfast? She's like, egg fried rice. I'm like, shut up. So did I. No one's ever said that before. And so is this an Asian thing? Because I want people to know Tetra McMillan, he's Hawaiian, but he's Asian. Like everyone out there is Asian. And so is it a Filipino thing? Is it a Hawaiian thing?
Us Filipinos will eat anything with fried rice, but the places that are the places that I was talking to you about, they're Hawaiian spots.
Okay, so it's I know Hawaiians like pork. I know that for sure. I played rugby with a couple, not Hawaiians, but with a couple Kiwis, a couple Islanders, and we had luau's and all that stuff. They love it. They love it. The Koreans love pork too, like pork bone soup, all that stuff. The fat greases up the joints. It's all good. All right, that's enough of it. So you're in Southern California. The Panthers are going to be in Northern California. For people who don't know, Canadians, California is not just like a spot and everything's there. It's a big state. And so they're back in the scene of Super Bowl 50 up against Christian friggin' McCaffrey. And of course their quarterback is back, and it's the first primetime game the Panthers have been in since I've been a father of two. But last time they were in primetime, I was a father of one, maybe. I wasn't even a dad at that point. It's been a while. How excited are you, the Panthers, first of all, to be in your home state and up against the 49ers in a game that's, as someone put it out on Twitter, this isn't the same big bad 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, normally I would go to the games that are here in California, West Coast. I've been to Seattle, San Francisco. I already splurged and went to the Arizona game. Speaking of how you met Star's family, I was up in the lower concourse of the Arizona game, and I saw a whole bunch of people with Tedero McMillan jerseys and Lays. I was like, this has got to be McMillan's family, but I was too embarrassed to go up to this gigantic group of people. And so I found out later it was his family, but I was too embarrassed to go say hi. But
they did accept you. Yeah.
Did accept me. How about you guys?
Yeah.
But here on the West Coast, I'm assuming there's going to be a big Tedero McMillan contingent, a Bryce Young contingent. This is the West Coast. Dave Canales contingent. I know, Phil, you texted me. It's like, oh, like if they have the Rams game in LA next week.
I don't know. I mixed that all up.
SoCal. You're good.
Well, I thought, okay, that's nice of the NFL. They give the Panthers, a little bit of a vacation. They can go to San Fran and hang out, I don't know, in La Jolla or something, and then take on the Rams a little bit later. But no, they got to come back. And I thought, yeah, they can stay with you.
Yeah, so I don't even know what I'm more excited for, them here on the West Coast or just them on Monday Night Football. Like, I think we all have maybe a favorite Monday Night Football game. The one that just sticks out in my mind is when they came back to beat the Colts with Cam Newton, like, launching deep bombs to Ted Ginn Jr., who was, like, dropping them, and, like, we're going to lose this, and Cam just puts them on his shoulders and takes the win. But, like, it's been a long time since we've been on Monday Night Football, and so I think I'm just as excited, maybe equally excited, of being on the West Coast, being in San Francisco, but also in the primetime lights of Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I started this channel was I was bored, but also like I was so sick of listening to all these, mainstream like ESPN and all these like big football podcasts, and they never talked about the Panthers. And so I decided to talk about it, and then now it feels weird to have Troy and Buck. They're going to be talking about the Panthers for 3 hours. It's like, whoa, they're going to be delving into storylines that we've been talking about for months, years, and they're like, oh, you're just tuning in now, like. How quickly do you think they're going to? They're all pros, but they're probably going to call Xavier Leggett. They're going to mispronounce everybody's name. They're going to call Tetra McMillan TMAC. We know he hates that, or Tet. His mom hates Tet. They're going to call him all these things, and so yeah, it's not validation. It's not like, oh wow, it's so nice. Like Canadians get that sometimes. Like, oh, the Americans are talking about us now. And the Americans, they don't think about us. They don't think if we're talking about you guys, but we care for some reason. And I hate that feeling. And I hate the fact that they're going to be on ESPN. The big boys are going to talk about us. But it does feel cool. And they're going to dress awesome. They're going to get the black helmets. You can rant about the icon on the helmet if you want. But I thought they were going to go black pants. As I told Dunk, I thought they were going to go Oreo, like black, white, black. But black to white. That's okay. It looks good. And they have a real opportunity to make some noise, not just in this game, but, for their playoff lives.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize it until Four Man Rush posted, but if you look at all the NFC teams in the playoff picture, the Panthers are 2-0. They beat the Packers. They beat the Cowboys. They beat the Packers in Green Bay, right? And so, reminds me of, 2015 vibes, right? Like, why not us? Why can't they make some noise in the playoffs? Obviously, we're only a week removed from we're out on Bryce Young. We're obviously a week removed from this offense is terrible. But, after that comeback win, another insane effort by Bryce Young, it's kind of like, if he could do this on one ankle and, with the whole world against him, like, what's stopping him from ever repeating this or doing this ever again? And especially on the national stage, it would be awesome.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not like it'd be too big for him either. Like, he played for freaking Alabama, where the national lights are on him every single weekend. Like coming to Carolina, it's kind of like, in terms of the market, the eyes are completely different in Charlotte, unfortunately. Last couple of weeks, more people talk about, but Alabama, you're Alabama everywhere you go. It's like everyone hates you or loves you, but mostly hates you. And I think it's not going to be too big for him at all. And you're right. I made a video after that Saints game. I was like, is he the guy? Like, what's going on? And we know what he was doing at the end of last year, and it just the collection of games leading up to the Saints game, it was like, not very inspiring. And the fact that he's turned it around, as I said in the last video after the win, it's like, I've never seen a team more evident that they read the mean tweets. Like, they proved, like, can Bryce throw it deep? He threw it deep. Is he tough enough? Oh yeah, he smashed his ankle and he lasted longer than Michael Penix, who was bigger than him. Get better, Michael Penix. I think you're a good quarterback. Dave Canales, can he air it out? Does he trust Bryce? He freaking airs it out. Can the defense adapt? They adapted. Can the wide receivers get yards after the catch? They got yards after the catch. It's like, okay, what's going on? They clearly have a burner phone or something, and they're reading our tweets or watching our shows. Do you think with Canales? Do you think he's going to leave now that he's seen it against a decent divisional opponent? Do you think he's just going to open it up, or is he going to, week after week, he's just going to see what the 49ers give him, and he's going to play accordingly?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna play wild conspiracist here, but let me step backwards first.
Yes.
Right? If anybody was out on Bryce Young after last week, I wouldn't blame anybody, right? Like, you just saw, like, probably him at his absolute worst. People look at the stat lines for the whole season, and they're like, dude, this guy barely throws over 200 yards. He doesn't throw far. He got intercepted. Like, this guy sucks. And so, like, I've always been a big Bryce apologist and a Bryce believer, but I would never say, like, oh, those who are out on Bryce Young, you guys are terrible. Like, I get it. Like, we all watch the games hopefully with two eyes wide open, right? And so anyone who hated on Bryce Young, I don't blame you, but then, like, I just hope that if he shows some flashes that you don't stick to, like, well, I already had this opinion, so I'm not going to go back and say, like, he's good again. But, like, I think it's fair to say we want to see this. We want to see this on a consistent basis. To answer your question, my conspiracy theory is, when they were winning, when they beat Green Bay, when they beat some of these teams, when they're running on this winning streak, they leaned heavily on a strong defense and the run game, right? And so if you're Dave Canales, you're like, why would I ever air it out? Why would I even risk anything? Like, this works. This formula works. Give the ball to Rico Dowdle. Keep the ball, like against Dallas, right? Keep the ball. Just hold on to it and just hold on for dear life, and then just make some timely passes on 3rd down and 4th down, and then we'll seal the deal. Beat Dallas that way, beat Green Bay that way, right? They go into the buzzsaw that is the New Orleans Saints, and what happens? The run game just wasn't working for whatever reason. The defense was not sharp, right? We had J.C. Horn slip or fall on one of those plays, so like they're like, oh crap, we've got to air it out with Bryce. And so this is my conspiracy theory. There's no logic, there's no inside sources, but at the end of last year, right? They're already kind of out of the playoff picture, like nothing to lose. I feel like Dave Canales like basically called like we have nothing to lose. Let's just throw it out. Let's just go, right? Let's just whatever, right? But when the going went tough this season, he's like, I'm just gonna play conservatively. I'm gonna run the ball. I'll have some timely passes. But why would I ever put Bryce into harm's way and get him potentially interception? I just want to guard the ball, and the run game is working. And so I think last week was an eye-opener to Dave, to Bryce, to everybody who's following the team, and said, like, hey, like, if we really needed to, I could call that type, like, I think one of the criticisms from the previous week is like, oh, man, the receivers aren't getting yak, right? Like, Bryce Young needs help. But part of that is also, like, what routes are you running? What throws are you doing? And so, like, I feel like they lent themselves to, like, the throws. I mean, other than that Tommy Tremble amazing thunderous run in overtime.
So good. So good.
But some of those other ones, to TMAC, to Liga, to some of the things that were like they were throwing them, and then like they were in phase, they were in motion while they were catching the ball. And so I think my conspiracy theory, no basis, no evidence, but I feel like he opened things up once he had to, and maybe Canales is a little bit less risk averse because he's seen it work, and you saw it, like most passing yards in franchise history, like. What? Like that's
it doesn't
insane.
make sense
like,
for the team that had Cam Newton. Like it doesn't. I had to read that twice. I'm like, what? What do you mean franchise? Like Cam Newton's on this team. What do you mean?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Franchise? Yeah, I get. I totally agree. Like my theory and the way I felt at the end of last year was, yes, he was playing out of his mind. He was challenging teams like the Chiefs and the Eagles. But I talked to Alex Zetlow from the Charlotte Observer, and he did kind of echo how I was feeling. Like the Eagles game was the game where they asked AJ Brown, what does this team need to work on? He's like, passing. They seem to still need to work on passing, but it almost seemed like they looked at the Panthers at that point in the season as a way to, like, let's test our run game a bit. Let's experiment on some things, because it was towards a part of the season where things were kind of already, figured out, and they were just kind of playing not with house money, but it was like, no fear, like you're already not making the playoffs. You're in your first year as a head coach. Just air it out. Throw caution to the wind. Just go for it. But now things are, and then this time around, is in your second year. You got to show a little bit of improvement. You got to get the better record. Can you get past 5 wins? And they're, like you said, they're playing conservative, playing not to lose, playing, timely football, keeping the ball, the possession game.
And
but like you mentioned, and it was working. Yeah, it was like, why? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Bryce is coming off his own ankle injury. He already had previous in the season. Let's not force it. And yeah, when up against Atlanta, I guess because the turf, I don't know what it was. He feels good there, and yeah, aired it out. Like I've never seen Xavier Lee get run like that in my life. In routes, just ridiculous. And I don't know what it is. And yeah, I hope that and I always have to tell myself, this is a young team. Canales is a young man, and is his first time head coach. He is learning on the job too. Same way Bryce is. Not everyone can be Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Love and sit for years. He's learning and making mistakes on the job. And Dave Canales, he's been an offensive coordinator for a year. Like he's figuring this stuff out as we go. And yeah, proof is in the pudding against the Falcons team, reportedly the number 1 passing defense in the league, and did that. And he's like, well, I think the Niners are going to be a tough task no matter what. Just they got the pedigree. They got the coaching. I remember last time we played them, at least in my memory, is they ran all over us. And hopefully the run defense that has been improved. Like that's one of the talking points. Besides Bryce, it's the run defense, the improvement. I saw Mina Kimes talk about that recently. How big of a deal is that going to be? Like we can go back to Bryce no matter what, but the defense is going to be huge in this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it doesn't help that having the 2 starting linebackers down is it's tough news. But I will say this, and just going back to the offense, just real quick, I forgot where I read it, so I apologize if I'm lifting somebody's work. But like, they were saying that this defense that Robert Saleh runs for the 49ers is very, very closely similar to the same one they just played against the Falcons with Jeff Ulbrich, right? And so, and then Avero's not too far from that tree either. And so, like, if there was ever an eruption point where the Niners are missing all their guys on defense. I read this today. They have the worst pass rush in the NFL, and they're playing against a scheme that they already are used to. So, like, I'm worried, like you are, in terms of like how this defense is going to go against Kyle Shanahan, Christian McCaffrey, or returning Brock Purdy, George Kittle. But on the reverse side, how are they going to stop the Panthers offense when they're clicking on all cylinders like last weekend?
Yeah, I can't believe Rico already has 1,000 yards rushing. Like it's ridiculous. I haven't gotten in the mail yet, but I got the Angry Runs shirt. It's being sent to me. I was shameless and I reached out to Homage. I'm like, can I have that shirt? So they're sending my way. So I haven't gotten it yet. But hey, I know it's a sick shirt. That's a immediate gym shirt. But this could, like, we're talking about Bryce. This could be a Rico game. This could be a big Rico bounce back game. Not that he had a bad game against Atlanta, but this could be a big Rico game. And I can see him doing his thing. Like he's a crazy. Even when he played against the Panthers last year with the Cowboys, I was like, this guy runs angry and free. He's a big, strong guy. He's a nice strider. He's got so much velocity, and his change of direction's awesome. He's a determined runner as well. This could be a big game for him. And this offensive line coach, my God, like he's been coaching up the 9th different combination of offensive linemen, and this could be a big Rico game. And that hopefully kill him with both. Kill him with Rico. Kill him with Bryce.
Yeah, and don't sleep on your fellow Canadian Chuba Hubbard. I know
he's getting better, apparently. He came back too early, he said.
Yeah, and now he's feeling healthy. In the run game, he had a little bit more juice than Rico last week. Still a little bit rough on the pass catching, but
makes no sense to me.
But Rico was able to take that last catch and almost turn it for a touchdown. And so I wouldn't sleep. I think this is a good spot for Rico, but I also think if Rico is still recovering, still not 100%, like Chuba, I feel like is on the verge of like full health if he's not there already.
Yeah, he's got to catch the ball. Like friggin' is it Joe Person or every beat reporter goes out there, oh, Chuba Hubbard out here 2 hours before the game on the jugs machine, 3 hours at the jugs machine. I'm like, why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? He still's got rock hands. Like, it's not cold. You're not playing in Edmonton. Like your hands should be nice and warm. But doesn't maybe he's preparing for the World Cup. Not allowed to use your hands. Canada hosting, obviously. But it's awful. But yeah, it's good. That's why I didn't want to trade him. Like he was one of the more publicly rumored trade pieces, maybe to the Patriots. And I was like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? If Rico's not, he's a human being. If he goes down, at least you got this guy who also rushed for 1,000 yards and is maybe a little pissed off that Rico's now getting all the shine. Like Chuba Hubbard doesn't have an Angry Runs t-shirt. He doesn't have one. Rico does. And he's been with the team for like a cup of coffee. So yeah, it'd be great for him. But yeah, I'm in terms of what the Niners have to offer, it's the George Kittles. Like he's a tone setter. He is a freak. Like what we saw from Tommy Tremble, like that, I feel like that's what George Kittle does on a weekly basis. And like you said, our 2 linebackers are out. I don't even know if Charles, who was the backup linebacker, is he going to be healthy? It's going to be tough. But this team has had an issue with covering tight ends, even though Kyle Pitts didn't do much last week, if anything. I don't know what left of a career he has in general, but Kittle's a different beast. Like I'm worried about him, and then don't even talk about CMC. Like that's even though he's not the CMC that we had. He's not the same guy. And he's married now. He's got a kid. Like, you know what happens. Like, you get a little soft. You get a little soft. You start thinking about mortality just a little bit more.
Just because he said that, he's going to, like, erupt for, like, 300 scrimmage yards.
I know. I hope, honestly, I showed you the thumbnail for this show. It's TMAC versus CMAC. That's what it's going to be. It's like, you know, how lucky are the Panthers to have another skill position player in a rookie year just explode on the scene like T-Mac. And it's just because the same way I feel that we've had like Cam Newton PTSD, like we've been looking for that quarterback that does what Cam did to us, like emotionally. I think we've been looking for like a CMC, and I think T-Mac could be that guy. Like he's the face of the franchise. If it's not the quarterback, it's him.
Yeah, and I was a big fan of his. I know there was a lot of controversy when he was drafted. Go defense, drafting another wide receiver, but thank God he's doing. There's no doubt. Like he didn't. It wasn't close. It wasn't marginal. Like it is without a doubt. He was the best pick for the Panthers at 8.
Yeah, he's great. He's absolutely nuts. I'm not going to buy his jersey because we know what happens when I buy jerseys. We know what happens. I'm not doing it. I'm going to wait till the off season, even though they're 35% off right now. But I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. But let's talk about this defense a bit. Like, how are they going to stop? How are they going to stop this San Francisco? Like Brock Purdy's back. He was also banged up. This is like what, a second game starting? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we talk about their pass rush not being great. Our pass rush, like what? Like I do like Nick Gordon. I like what he is becoming. But is that what do they got to do to change things up a little bit to make Purdy make some stupid mistakes?
Yeah, I mean, part of it is just, you're up against Kyle Shanahan, you're up against Brock Purdy, George Kittle. Like, you almost have to, it's kind of like Green Bay, it's kind of like Atlanta. You're like, okay, we're just going to have to brace ourselves. I mean, at the beginning of the Falcons game, it looked like Bijan Robinson and Drake London were unstoppable. And all of a sudden, by the second half, they made their adjustments and they were good. And so I feel like they just have to weather that first punch, right? And same thing with against the Packers. Like, they kind of weathered it. They forced Jordan Love in some mistakes. And so, remember how we went into last week against the Saints? You're like, oh, it's just the Saints. We're good. It's gonna be just a game. And then they just shell shocked us. Like, that's what I'm hoping for, is that the 49ers are lulled into like, hey, it's just a Monday Night Football game. It's just the Panthers. We don't have to go all out and just lull them into a false insecurity. And the defense kind of like takes advantage of it. So whether Nick Gordon takes a leap ahead, whether it's Derek Brown just becomes even more unstoppable. We saw guys like Mike Jackson and Corey Thornton step up from the
Corey Thornton, spots.
Yeah, and we missed a couple of turnovers in that one. We had 2 turnovers against the Packers, and so if they could just get some hands on some balls on defense and just turn the tide, like I think they have a shot. But if they're just gonna go down the field, one of the things I fear of the 49ers is their play action, right? You just spam Christian McCaffrey, and then maybe you don't give it to Christian McCaffrey, and you throw it to George Kittle, or you play action to Christian McCaffrey, and then you throw it to Christian McCaffrey. Like, there's so many weapons, and not having your starting linebackers like puts you at a spot. But maybe they adjust. Maybe they put Trayvon Merrick more in the box. Maybe they they rotate some Lathan Ransom in there. Like, there are some ways to kind of hide it. I don't think they'll ever stop the 49ers, but the hope is that, again, against the Cowboys, against the Packers, you kind of just bottle them up just enough that your offense can score more than they do.
Yeah, yeah, and like, who are their wide receivers? Like, it's George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey. We know Brandon Ayuk probably not going to be on the team anymore. Like,
Yeah.
who's on their roster? Yeah, like I could see like a Corey Thornton laying a boom on Christian McCaffrey, or Trayvon Merrick, who's been really hitting people hard and playing great, and bring him down. And yeah, Avero, smart dude. We all know that. And apparently, yeah, they made adjustments in that Falcons game, but apparently, according to coach, like, they were just finishing tackles. They were just, that was the adjustments. Like, just hit the guy better. Like, just wrap up, do a form tackle. Like, just don't go with the shoulder. Like, actually tackle the dude. And yeah, Derek Brown has been a revelation. If he's not a Pro Bowler, I think we should all riot. It's just, they're nuts. He's been absolutely awesome. JC Horn's been humbled a couple times, and I could see him having a big game in this one as well. I think, it's going to be a great game. And unfortunately, I am working during this game. And
What the heck?
I know I'm working, and just put people behind the scenes a little bit. I have a massive TV to my left when I work, but I'm also on TV. And so I'm like, I always tell them, put Monday Night Football on, even if it's like the Raiders and whoever was Monday Night Football this week. Now I don't know what I'm going to do. It's going to be just like the World Series. It's going to be awful. It's going to be like, what? And when you talk about weathering the storm, it reminds me of Max Scherzer when that guy starts. You got to weather his first innings. His first innings are so bad. He tends to get lit up. And then once you get through the first inning, okay, then he starts getting control a little bit. He's feeling himself. Yeah, so weather that storm for the San Francisco 49ers. They're going to have something schemed up. I know Juszczyk is going to be used in a way. Like, he's just the great white hope. They got a lot of white running backs. What's going on? But keeping that alive. May as well just get Cam Scatterbo when he's back from being injured. But, they're keeping that alive, and he's always a threat as well, even out of the backfield. But yeah, weather that storm and see what they can do. But I think Bryce will be up for the task. I think he's going to have some nice home cooking, even though, again, Northern California. But, like, just being back out there, just the air must hit you different. Because I know when I visit my brother, he lives in the Pacific Northwest, the air feels different. Like, my body reacts in a certain way. I'm not going to say to people it's TMI, but it's just, it does something to you. The salt in the air, Edgar.
Oh yeah, the especially in this Northern California. For those that know the difference between northern and southern, it's definitely a cooler, just a different vibe. It's like more Seattle-ish than it is more LA.
Yeah, I dig it. And then Panthers play well in Seattle. And so what are your keys to victory here? Because we're heading towards 30 minutes. I don't want to take too much of your time. So what keys to victory here? What do the Panthers have to do to try to come with a dub, go back home, take on the Rams, and then we can talk about that later.
I mean, I know it sounds like simple in our eyes, but like, you gotta keep the game close, right? So like, think about the games that they lost: the Patriots, the Bills, the other kind of playoff contenders, right? They were so destroyed from the beginning that like Bryce Young can't come back from like a multi-touchdown deficit, right? So if you can keep the game close, right, whether that means you give some field goals instead of touchdowns, whether that means a timely interception here, a fumble there, a lengthy drive, like just something to just keep the game within reach. I think Bryce Young can, like, we know he can pull off anything close to anything that's close near the end of the game if he has a shot. And so that's my like major key to victory. I think for me, I think a shootout is how you're going to win, or ball control, right? And so
Yeah.
I think even the most optimistic Panthers fan is guessing the 49ers are going to score. They're going to score a lot against the Panthers. And so, again, I just think about the template. Think about the template against Green Bay. Think of the template against Dallas. Dallas, we just saw on Monday Night Football, just lit up the Raiders, right? And so I feel like timely defense, right? You don't have to be amazing, but you don't want to like just give up an 80-yard play every once in a while. Like, just keep the game close for Bryce Young, and you can come away with the W. I do think it's going to be a very, very difficult game. So I want people to watch this and be like, "Oh, Phil and Edgar think this is going to be easy." Like, this is going to be a difficult game, but I think it's not. It's also not impossible. It's not like the 49ers are undefeated. It's not like they have Fred Warner. It's not like this is the old 49ers of yore where the defense was just unstoppable. Like, this is a beatable defense. But so is the Saints, and so is there was opportunities before, so just got to keep it close and let Bryce do the rest.
Yeah, as much as it's a week-to-week league, and I wanted them to into the Falcons game, I wanted them to forget about the Saints game. I want them to remember what it felt like against the Falcons. Just to air it out the way that he did, Bryce. just remember that, how good that must have felt, those connections that he felt. And like, same thing with Jalen Coker, selling out for a lot of those catches as well. Mitch Evans just going for it. And then, yeah, Tommy Tremble getting like the longest reception of the season, I think. It must be. It was like 52 yards, 56 yards. Just to remember what that felt like. Like, let's get that again. Like, when that opportunity comes, like, just yearn for that feeling. And that's what I hope. And yeah, for the defense, you said, timely turnovers, tackles for loss, get after Brock, who's still kind of getting back into game shape. And he hasn't played. I don't remember the last time he's played this team. Maybe it was a couple of years ago. But, J.C. Horn's a better cornerback out than he was the last time they took him on. You got Corey Thornton. You got Trayvon Moore. The defense has improved. You got championship pedigree on that team as well, like Turk Wharton. And then Nick Scorton, again, he's kind of like not that many people have that much tape on him. I hope he has a big game as well. The defense is going to be absolutely huge, trying to get a short field. If we don't want to talk about this team like the 2015 Panthers, that's what made them great. Thieves Ave, like try to force a turnover the best they can. And hey, we got a heck of a kicker as well. And so, maybe it's a close game and it's a 3-point game type thing. But it just goes back to Bryce, like just play free and easy and just air it out there. And I'm sure TMAC's going to have a ton of bacon fried rice, feel nice and loose. He's gonna like the warmth, and I think he's gonna ball the F out. Him and Rico. I think I'm not sponsored by anything, but I'd bet on a Rico touchdown, maybe a multi TMAC touchdown. I just feel like they're gonna be feeling it on Monday night.
I mean, it is a primetime. Like, I don't remember the last time Bryce was a primetime game. This is TMAC's first primetime game, so like I feel like these type of players, they show up when the lights are brightest, and so I'm just excited to see them. What I don't want to see, if we want to go in reverse, is like, don't put up an egg on Monday Night Football where the game's out of reach within the first quarter.
Yeah,
just please, like, even if you're gonna lose, just don't do it that way.
Yeah, and that's the way I see it. Like, if as long as you show growth, and if they lose like 29-26 or something like that, and they fought hard, and Bryce is sweating, he's dirty, and the white is all red now from all the 49ers colors rubbing off on him, I'm down with that. Like, I've totally understood and accept the fact that this is a development team. They're not a surefire playoff team. They're working for it. Like, I think they're going to split the series against the Bucks. I think they're going to beat the Saints in New Orleans. I think they're going to give the Seahawks a tough chance, a tough game down the stretch. And but I'm just, as long as they just don't do the Saints thing. Just don't show that. Don't show that type of, I'm not going to say lack of effort, but just no soul. Like, give me something. Show some fight. And we'll capture that Tommy Tremble post run and just give that to everybody. That juice that he had. I love that. And yeah, that's what I'm hoping. And I hope it's a good game and hope to chat with you. I'll be DMing you and texting you at the same time. I'll be hitting you on multiple avenues and being like, what's this? What's going on? And be so fired up. And it'll be great. Edgar, you're the best. At Panthers Analyst, you're everywhere. I appreciate you talking with me. It's probably dinner time right now for you. Go be a dad and husband. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Maybe next time we chat, we'll be like, hey, remember when they beat when they beat the Niners in San Francisco on Monday Night Football?
Hell yes. Hell yes.
I'm manifesting.
I manifest. Yeah, I had a big talk with my cousin last week about the multiverse, and manifesting is very important. Anyways, I think they win this one, and they make it close against the Rams. But I think you think they have a good chance to beat the Rams, right? You or somebody else? Maybe it was Mike K. I think Mike K on Processing Blue says he thinks the Panthers could very much win that game. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't know for how long two good ankles was holding Bryce back. So maybe having one good ankle is what he needs, and the second good ankle has just been messing him up. So
yeah, some adversity.
it's Bryce 2.0.
I love
One ankle 2.0.
Don't need it.